A very good morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about global warming. So through this video, we will discuss global warming, concept understanding, global warming causes, its implications, and mitigation measures. So global warming is seen to be a very serious threat to all life form on Earth. Through this picture, you can see both causes and implications of global warming. Like major causes are forest fire, and industrial fumes. So basically, these are the major sources of greenhouse gas emission, and these are accentuated by human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels that release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere that trap the heat and cause global warming. It leads to the rise in temperature. As the planet warms, glacier melts, and there is a rise in sea level. Extreme weather events become more frequent and intense. It affects our ecosystem. Climate change disrupts natural habitat, leading to species extinction, biodiversity loss, and disruptions to food chain. It also having social and economic consequences. Like climate change exacerbates poverty, displacement, and conflict, and impact human health, food security, and even the water resources. So, after listening this, I think we all are agreed to the point that global warming is global warming. But we also know that global warming is a natural process. Without this, our Earth planet would not be habitable. The process involved in global warming is known as greenhouse effect. The term greenhouse effect was first coined by J. Fourier in 1827. In this process, atmosphere is transparent to the incoming short-wave solar radiation, but at the same time opaque to the outgoing long-wave infrared terrestrial radiation. Here CO2 and other greenhouse gases acts like glass window. CO2, water vapor, methane, chlorofluorocarbons. These are known as greenhouse gases, as their molecules are transparent to sunlight but not to the heat radiation. So they trap the solar heat and stimulate an effect, that is the blanketing effect, leading to progressive warming up of the Earth's surface. This is termed as greenhouse effect. The excessive presence of these gases in the atmosphere blocks more infrared radiation from the Earth's surface. As this present slide, you can see that there is increase in temperature. It further leads to global warming, and which triggers the ozone hole depletion. Extreme climatic events occur, and also a variety of unwanted changes in the atmosphere happen. But that is also true that since inception of planet Earth, that the natural process of global warming is in progress. Global warming due to natural greenhouse gases affect warm the planet to its comfortable average of 15 degrees Celsius and keeps life on Earth livable. But anthropogenic factors like burning of fossil fuels, depletion of carbon sinks through deforestation, utilizing nitrous oxide fertilizers in the farming, and along with this, overpopulation with that ever increasing demands, because our demands are also increasing with that, like for air conditioner and refrigerator, that added CFCs and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, in the environment, and even industrial waste and landfills which produce hazardous gases. Now, all these gases are having so high global warming potential, and also their sustenance in the atmosphere is too long. Now, here you can see warming of the climate system is unequivocal. Human influence on the climate system is very clear. Yes, besides that, natural causes of global warming or greenhouse gases are added through volcanic eruption, natural forest fire, solar activities like solar flares and sunspots, etc. These factors added very less amount of greenhouse gases comparatively. Fact needed to understand that since the Industrial Revolution, the global annual temperature has increased in total by more than 1 degree Celsius. And as per IPCC, since 1981, however, the rate of increase has more than doubled. For the last 40 years, we have seen the global annual temperature rise by 0.18 degrees Celsius per decade. As a result, we experienced 9 out of 10 warmest years since 1880 have occurred. Since 2005, and the 5 warmest years on record have occurred since 2015. So with this, human influence on climate system is very clear. I think here we all agree that yes, global warming is now creating an issue. We seriously required certain measures to curb that, like global action should be taken. Dirty energy resources like coal-fired power plants that pump out 40% of all carbon pollution should be checked. And clean energy sources should be promoted. Energy efficiency measures should be adopted. Agriculture and industrial activities should be checked. And beside that, there is a need to make climate resilient cities, and we require to protect those low-income communities which are disproportionately affected by health problems associated with global warming. So recently, the United Nations Climate Change Conference, that is COP27, you must be heard, so reaches a breakthrough agreement on this line through new loss and damage fund for vulnerable countries. Now, that is the global action. What is there in our hands which can really make a change? We need to decrease carbon emission. So, what we can do? We can use cycling if possible, biking, carpooling, using of public transport, switching to efficient LEDs, setting up home compositing. In simple terms, we can apply 3 R's, that is, reduce, reuse, and recycle. So we can say to mitigate global warming, we can take certain actions. So number 1 is we can reduce the carbon emission by transitioning to renewable energy sources like wind, solar, and hydropower. Secondly, enhancing energy efficiency in industries, homes, and in transport sector. Reforestation and protection of natural ecosystem. They absorb the CO2 as we all know. And international agreements like the Paris Agreement, which aims to limit global temperature rise to well below 2 degrees Celsius after pre-industrial level. So being a teacher, we are having the opportunity to awake and enlighten our young generation to be more sensitive, environmental sensitive. We can raise young environmentalists, and this sensitization could work. If possibly we make aware ourselves with the serious implications of this global warming. Mitigating global warming requires coordinated global efforts to reduce emission, adapt to changes, and protect vulnerable ecosystem and communities. So thank you and happy learning.